Hello, welcome to Salty Vibes with Heather. I am sitting here at the river. I was going to do a video today, but I decided I didn't like my hair and I wasn't quite prepared to put myself on video. So I canceled that. But I'm sitting here at the river. I'm out running some errands, panning out some marketing material for my real estate. And I decided to get lunch at this taco place I love, town in Kalama, where I grew up. And they were delicious, and it was Taco Tuesday, so why not? Um, I have my favorite spot I like to come to, and it's a good place to kind of make me think. And I can write here and do my podcast videos. I do a lot of them out here. If I'm not doing them at home, I'll just come out to the water, and the water calms me. I don't know, it's like my favorite spot here to come. I've loved this place forever. I haven't been out here lately. Well, it's probably been like a week and a half, but I was coming out a lot and then I kind of took a little break. But I just have a lot of good memories here and good childhood memories. But I was trying to figure out what to post for my content this week, and I'm working on some content for my Instagram, and I really want to make some YouTube videos. But again, sometimes I like pick myself apart and I don't like the way I look. And I was doing it for real estate last year and then I stopped and it was like my eyebrows were weird or my mouth was weird. I'd have to record them and post and then like never watch them again. And it's really hard because I don't like the way it looks when I talk. And I'm sure not everybody else is picking it apart, but I'm sure somebody's looking at it and like, because this is going to be a little bit of confession time. Who does not judge somebody on the way they are on, you know, pictures or whatever? Sometimes you're like, yeah, that person's mouth moves weird. That's annoying. Or I remember when my kids and I would watch American Idol and Scotty McCreery, country singer, and he was really popular and had an amazing voice, but he'd always move his eyebrows up and down. They would drive me nuts. So I'd have to like close my eyes and just listen to him sing because I didn't like the way he moved his eyebrows. So I don't know. I'm sure not everybody does it because they say, oh, not everybody's looking at you. But sometimes you do. Sometimes people make facial expressions like, why are you doing that over and over again? And so then I get self conscious and it's my own bad thing that I do. But also, if we keep on with the confession, who else? So I'm kind of I'm single. And so sometimes I have people add me on Facebook or Instagram. And I had a friend from high school. Well, we were friends in high school. We knew each other from high school, but I haven't seen him since we graduated, and he's friends with a bunch of mutual friends that I graduated with. So he added me to Instagram, and I accepted, and I added him back. And then I went through his Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, this guy does some crazy stuff, like cool stuff, but super extreme, like very extreme, like hiking up Mount Rainier like 5 million times and jumping out of airplanes, and which my boys skydived, and I've always wanted to do it. I've just always been afraid to do it, mostly because I wanted to be around for my kids. I do hope that I can get the guts to do it one day. I did do a helicopter ride. I worked at a lodge in Alaska when I was first divorced and I needed to make some money. And I part of the perks was you got to fly standby on the helicopter tour and go to the glacier. And so I got to book one, and that was awesome. Amazing. And I was scared because these helicopters are like super small and you can like crash into the mountain and be dead in like seconds. But I did it. I faced the fear and I did it. So hopefully I do want to face fear and actually skydive. I know people think I'm crazy when I say that I want to do that, but I so would love to do that. It's supposed to be a really amazing, freeing experience. My boy said it was awesome. My oldest has done it twice. Um, but there's a little part of me that's a little bit fearful. And I'm like, maybe one of these days. I mean, I'm getting a little older and my kids are older, so I probably should just go and do it. But I really would love to have someone that wants to do it with me, so I'm not doing it alone. Um, but anyways, I'm looking at his Instagram and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's like extreme. And he was good looking in school. He's still not a bad looking guy. Looks like he's single. I was like, well, he probably found out that I'm divorced. I never announced it online, but it's been quite a few years and most people have figured it out, uh, that my husband is not in my photos anymore, and sometimes I'd get DMs like, "Are you guys divorced?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we separated in 2020 and, divorce finalized in 2022, blah, blah, blah." And I try my hardest. Only close people know the whole entire story, which I kind of want to tell on this podcast, but I also want to be protective of my kids and him, because there's the part of me that will always love him because he's the father of my kids, and I don't want to like totally tear him down. So as I've gone on the years of forgiving and processing, um, I want to help women in this like position where they've been through abuse, emotional abuse or physical abuse. I never was in physical abuse, but narcissistic type abuse, infidelities, things like that is part of the reason why I really wanted to get certified in trauma and grief coaching, because that really helped me through my process. Um, but back to the story of this guy, because I'm getting off track here because I like to go on like 100 rabbit trails. Um, that he does a lot of cool things. And so it kind of was like, well, that was a little intimidating. So of course I didn't reach out, and he hasn't ever reached out, which is fine. Because in high school, I mean, we were in like choir together, and I think we went to choir camp and we held hands. That was probably the extent of him and I. We never really like hung out alone. I think maybe we had like large friend groups. Maybe we did like a weekend campfire bonfire party thing, and then we had choir together. I think I dated a couple of his friends, but other than that, that's about the extent of him and I. And so I was like, he added me on Instagram. If he's interested, he's always welcome to message me. The problem I get, like when I get men on Facebook friending me or whatever, and I'm like, oh, because I'm in real estate and you're trying to regrow your friend group, especially because I lost my Instagram a few years ago. And so I don't have all the same people on there. And then I'm moving back in my hometown. So I'm adding people that I went to school with just so you can reconnect. And immediately, I know when I accept, there's certain ones that I accept and say yes to. And it's always the older men, which I don't understand. There's a couple of the younger ones, but a lot of them are older men. Thank you so much for adding me. You are gorgeous. Can I take you out to dinner sometime? Or how goes your day? Or how's the battle? How's the battle going? Just weird. My brother likes to tease me about it because I tell him about like, why do they do that? Like at least, wait a little bit. So I kind of like respect this guy that added me on Instagram, because I'm like, well, he didn't immediately come into my DMs and be like, hey, I heard you're single, want to go out? He just watched my stories, and we are now Instagram friends, whatever that even means in this world. I don't know. I don't see you in person, but you get to see what I do on my social world. And he hasn't posted in a really long time, and I post pretty regularly. I like to share my family, my kids. Um, I do notice though, like as you get older, like what I want to post, I think about it a little bit more than I used to. Like I used to just post everything. Like, I don't even care. And now I kind of like, oh, it looks, you get judged by what you post. It doesn't matter. Like people think that I maybe do too much or go to too many concerts or act like I'm 18 again. And I kind of do, because when I got divorced, I met my ex when I was 17, and when I got divorced, I was in my 40s. So it was almost like I had to revert back to what is life like. I didn't know how to date. I didn't know how to do these things. I still don't really know. I'm a wife. I'm not a girlfriend. I don't know how to be a girlfriend. I'm not good at it. I've tried it, and it's really hard for me because I want to make you dinner, and I want to wash your clothes and fold them, and I want to see you. But I also, on the other hand, I'm getting so used to being alone that I want to see you like every other week, maybe once a month. Like I don't really want you to live with me. So I'm kind of stuck between those two worlds of, if I'm going to be a wife, I'm going to be a wife. If I'm going to be single, then I just want to kind of casually see someone. It just doesn't work out very well that way. I can't be between both worlds. I can't live either or. And so I don't know. It just kind of my thoughts today. Like, I need to make a confession. I need something to talk about. And that popped in my head because I think, in middle age, you start to think about things a little bit. And I'm judging men a lot of times. And I think they do this even on the dating apps, because Instagram and Facebook can kind of be, I guess there's Facebook dating. I don't use it. But um, when a man asks you to be your friend on there or whatever, it is kind of they're judging you. They're seeing, do they like what the pictures that they see? Do they like what you're posting? Do they feel like they relate to your life? And so you're being judged. And it's really weird that that's how we live, because when I was dating in high school, you worked together or you went to school together and you interacted humanly face to face and you talked and you heard their person's voice. And now we're kind of judging by their pictures. And I haven't seen you in 30 years. What does your voice sound like? And do I like what you're posting? Or are you just trying to post that you do all these crazy things, but that's not really your whole entire life? Like, you're probably just sitting at home, chilling, watching a movie like me underneath a blanket, drinking some coffee in the morning, and it's not your everyday life. But we kind of have this Instagram reel of these crazy things that we do. That's why I do this 1 second of every day post. And sometimes it's just me having a cup of coffee and sitting on the couch with my kitty, my daughter's kitty, actually. I've kind of adopted it, but her kitty was laying on my lap. And so I'll take a picture of that, or I'll just be like sitting outside on my patio, or I'll drive to the river and I'll take a picture of some scenery, or sometimes it's me doing something fun. So it's like 30 to 31 days, depending on the month, of just little seconds of my day each day that I've decided to capture a photo of, and then I just share it. And I'm really bummed because I lost my phone and I don't have all the pictures that I'd lost for the last year and a half. So I don't get to do my 1 second for April, which kind of stinks. So I decided, well, I'll just take a couple clips of my favorite posts or pictures from this month and share it on the beginning of May. It's not the same, but, and I know like some of my friends and family like my 1 second of every day, especially when they get included in it. So I'll get like, hey, I wasn't in it this month, or I'm still not in it, especially like my out of state friends or something from Alaska. But I don't know. I guess it's just thoughts. Like, who else thinks about like what they post? Like, do you overthink it, or do you just post whatever? Today I'm going to post my food and I don't care. And I think sometimes we read into it, especially because there's so many opinions. I don't know if you go through reels and there's an opinion about everything, and then all of a sudden you watch one and your algorithm, oh, well, she liked this second of this video, so now we're going to show her 100 more of it. And same thing with like relationships. You like something on a relationship, then all of a sudden you're getting like bombarded with breakup stuff or quotes, or it's like your brain, the phone is, they say it listens to us, but a lot of it's too is there have these like back things keeping track of your algorithm, watching what you're clicking on or watching. If you sat on it for like a certain amount of time, it's like, oh, she likes that or he likes that, let's keep doing that. And then sometimes I get some weird off the wall stuff. Like I'm getting some weird like foreign videos where I don't even, where did this come from? I can't even understand what they're saying. Just like weird random stuff that pops up, which kind of makes me laugh because I'm like, I wasn't watching any of this, but somehow it wants to be on my feed. But so yeah, I guess just silly random thought, but who else looks at, like, especially if you're single like me and you're in the dating world and you're having to do dating apps or you use social media or whatever to get to know somebody. Do you go through, like, say you find a person attractive and you go through their photos, do you look at them and you're like, oh, they're really extreme, I don't think we really have a lot in common? Or do you think their life seems awfully extreme, I think they're just showing their major highlight reel, it would be awesome to get to know them? Like, how do you judge when you're in this single world? Because that's my thoughts, that's what I think. And I don't know if it's right or if it's fair, or I know I'm pretty sure guys do the same thing to us in a different way. And sometimes I go back and I look at my social media and I think, am I sharing like who I authentically am? Like, and I am. That's me. Like what I share, that's me, that's my life, that's my, and yes, it looks like I've had this happy and wonderful life, but 85-90% of my life has been happy. There's this some dark, sad, But even when I was in an unhappy marriage, my kids were my joy. My kids fulfilled me, and I was able to channel sadness in my marriage. And a majority of the time, I was not, it didn't even seem like I was married. I felt very alone, and my life was with my kids. And so, am I sharing that authentically? Yes. I'm sharing because my son said he went through, my oldest went through my Instagram. He's like, it's making me sad. He's like, we did so many fun things and didn't realize, this fun stuff that we'd done. And he's like, I'm just so thankful. And in my brain, I kind of think like, I'm so glad that even though there was parts in my life, like my partner was not my partner that I was married to, he was not there for me. Um, in his mind, he thought, well, I need to work all the time. I think he just was an unhappy person. And so that was where he would go to get away. He didn't know how to be involved with the family. And when he did, it was very grumpy and not fun. And so a lot of the time I was happier to be away and doing things with my kids without him. And I would go on trips with my parents and do things because he didn't want to go, or he would decide to go and then get upset and then not end up going. And so he missed a lot of our family dynamics. And then when we would do family things together, very tension filled, very stressful, very not fun. So when I look back on my life, do I live my Instagram authentically? Yes. And so the right person that is coming to look, if I use Instagram, let's say, as a example for a man trying to find me, that's how I find my future husband or whatever. Um, am I living authentically? And yes, I am. I like to share the things that I go to. I want people to see that you can come out of a dark spot. Like, that's my heart. And so I'm always hoping, like, even trying to figure out how to create my life coaching business page so that I can feel like I'm sharing my heart authentically in there. Because I did used to try to make my personal page that, but when I got into real estate, and also when I just had gone through some more coaching classes, I kind of felt better to separate some of that because I wanted to keep a more close. I had some weird people. I still have some that I've slowly been going through to remove them as followers, but I don't want everybody on my private, but my public business page, I want to share my heart, but also not so much stuff as I would on my personal private page, if that makes any sense. But in all of that, when I combined my two business pages and I do my private posting on my personal life, being authentic, keeping my heart in it, showing the fun things that I do, the love that I have in my heart for my kids, that my kids are my world. I love my family. I love my friends. When you become my friend, I will love you and protect you forever, even if we have issues or whatever. I feel like I get these like soul connections, and I think about it as like sometimes I meet someone, and I've talked about that with like that friend I met in Greece. Like her and I became like instant friends, and I just knew. And I have a few of those friends in my life where you just know that they're going to be in your life forever. And then my childhood best friend that I hung out with last week in Bend, and or actually it's been almost 2 weeks now in Bend, and just getting the time. Like, I have known you for thir- 40 years. Like, it's like, wow, what the heck? Known you for a really long time. Um, it's just a cool thing to think about. Like, and when I love hard, and I'm learning to appreciate that. And the right person, the right friend, the right man, the right whatever is going to come in and see my heart. And same thing with my life coaching. Like, how do I be more authentic in that? Like, that's what I'm trying to do. Like, not so people come on my page and judge me, but how am I going to help you so that you're getting over that bridge? Like, especially because my heart is moms, especially moms in their 40s who've maybe gotten divorced or starting over, or that you've been a stay at home mom and you're just like, I don't know what to do with my life. I don't want, and I want to help you get over there and find joy in that. Even if you're still a mom with littles, like finding your joy in that, because it does go really fast. And I know everybody says that, like, enjoy the moment. But when you're in it and you're tired and you're exhausted, you have to make dinner and the kids are puking and you got to do laundry and it's just the mundane everything. It's exhausting. And if you don't have the right support, and I didn't have, my husband was not supportive in a lot of ways, which unraveled our marriage. I had this pile on my shoulders, and I felt very, very, very alone. And I think he felt that way too. And we just didn't know how to get it together, which caused the problems and caused the him going out and finding his joy in other women and other places. And I still don't think that he's 100% happy in that area. And me, I've learned to sit alone. I sit alone in my pain. I sit in it a lot. I still am not 100% where I want to be. I don't know if I ever will be, because I think in life you're always in your valleys and you get on your mountain and you got another valley you got to go in. And so you're always growing, you're always becoming better human. Like, okay, I don't like the way I acted this last week, or I don't like this lack of motivation I'm in right now. But also learning to sit in the presence, learning to just be. I get to wake up in the morning and I'm thankful. I've picked a career that's flexible. I'm struggling a little bit right now because I don't have clients that are moving fast and I'm not getting listings, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm failing, but I have to sit in that and be like, okay, what can I do to be better? How can I grow my business? And the same thing with like life coaching. Um, how do I help people? Because that's my heart. And I feel like God has called me to do this thing, and I have no idea what I'm doing. And I don't know if I'm ever going to totally figure it out. But I'm working on it and trying to be better, but I'm, I'm dorky and nerdy and klutzy, and I don't always get things right. And sometimes I have blonde roots and I'm a little airheady, or I don't even know, or I go off on 100 million rabbit trails. But the heart of it is I have a heart. I want to share it. I want to share what I've been through in a very healthy, good way, where also I'm showing the heart of Jesus. So, my confession today was sometimes I judge your social media, not out of anything bad, just as, oh no, is someone looking at me that way? How can I be better? And that's maybe a bad thing, maybe a good thing, or maybe it's just a human thing. And same with the men, like when we're looking at your posts or you're looking at our posts, you're basing off that person. Like, do I want to hang out with them? And it's weird because I feel like that's why it's really important to get out and like go do things and see people, because we're not always getting a real picture on social media. It's just a highlight reel. Anyways, those are just my thoughts today. Um, my heart this week. I'm sitting here watching the water. I actually have plans with a friend tonight. So I'm going to go hand out a little bit more marketing stuff now that I got this podcast done. And then I get my hair done on Friday, and I'm super excited because my hair is getting, like, the roots are getting dark and it's kind of falling flat. Get to do that. That's an exciting thing this week, because when you get your hair done every 3 months, um, sometimes it feels like an eternity when you haven't, but I try not to do it a lot because it's kind of expensive to be a woman and try to look beautiful. But anyways, I hope everybody has a great week, and hopefully you got something from this. Thank you for subscribing. You can click on my links below. And thanks for growing with me, following along with my awkward silliness and my, I don't even know what the heck Heather's doing this week. She's just kind of rambling. But this is my life, day in life of my salty vibes, my life of salty kisses. The whole reason I came up with that website name was because I felt like my kisses weren't sweet. The kisses I received in life with who I married, they were salty and they hurt. But then it kind of has another meaning because God calls us to be the salt of the earth. So the salt and the light. And so it can play both worlds there, I guess. Like kind of like a fun little, I also love the beach. I love the beachy vibe. So it kind of like all comes together. And that was what I got from how do you come up with the podcast name? Salty Vibes. Anyways, have a great week. Thanks for following. Click all my links below if you're interested in more. If you love to be life coached, I would love to help you. It's just me and you sitting over having a cup of coffee over the phone, over FaceTime. Or if you live near me, we can do it in real time, person. Human connection is awesome. Sometimes it's just you need someone to listen, and I'm a good listening ear. You can vent. If you're interested in trauma grief coaching, check out Stronger Co. Every week when I'm doing this, I'm going to try to come up with something to recommend. So I'm trying to come up with books that I've read in the past. I've shared the last couple weeks a couple books, but hopefully some more informational stuff for you as well. So have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week.